He asked Senator McCarthy, have you no sense of decency? And I would ask you the same, Secretary Rubio. But you have shown through your words and your actions what the answer is. And I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job, based on what I know.
Well, that's
about
just
your
a
record and
flippant
what you
statement,
stand
Mr.
for.
Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You may.
I didn't
Okay.
ask
Senator,
questions.
please let the Secretary have
I'd be
the floor.
happy to, but then I can respond to his
Your time's up, Senator, and willfully used, I might add.
Well-
Your remarks do not represent the view of this committee.
Well-
Welcome back to the program. What we just witnessed on Capitol Hill wasn't a serious debate on national security. It was a coordinated emotional theater piece staged by the institutional left. Watch closely as Senator Chris Van Hollen uses his platform to launch an unprecedented, hyper-partisan attack against Secretary of State Marco Rubio, utterly abandoning diplomatic decorum to smear the administration's America First agenda. From throwing cheap dumpster fire insults to condemning the administration's decisive actions against rogue regimes like Iran, the left's desperate strategy is on full display. They hate that the era of unchecked nation-building and endless foreign aid handouts is officially over. They are furious that our State Department is finally prioritizing American taxpayers and national sovereignty over globalist interests. But watch how Marco Rubio responds. Instead of getting rattled by the personal slurs and dramatic posturing, he delivers a masterclass in executive poise. He utterly diffuses the trap, weaponizes the radical left's own hatred against them, and proves why he is exactly the right fighter to lead American diplomacy on the world stage. It's an absolute clinic in dismantling elitist Washington hypocrisy. If you want honest conservative analysis without the mainstream media spin, subscribe and turn on notifications right now.
And I would ask you the same, Secretary Rubio. But you have shown through your words and your actions what the answer is. And I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job, based on what I know.
Well, that's
about
just
your
a
record and
flippant
what you
statement,
stand
Mr.
for.
Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You may.
I didn't
Okay.
ask
Senator,
questions.
please let the Secretary have
I'd be
the floor.
happy to, but then I can respond to his
Your time's up, Senator, and willfully used, I might add.
Well-
Your remarks do not represent the view of this committee.
Well, Mr. Chairman-
Secretary, please.
Well, I'd like to. I can't respond to everything he said because much of these are untrue, but I'll go through a few. First of all, I'm actually very proud of the work we've done with USAID. For example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us stronger and more prosperous as a nation.
I raised
don't regret
Sudan, Mr.
psychosocial
Secretary.
support services.
I raised
USAID.
Sudan, Mr. Secretary,
Can I
not
respond, Mr.
Mozambique.
Chairman, or do I?
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes of
I chose
railing
to
on-
use my time that way, Mr. Chairman. That's my right to
Please
use my
suspend,
time that way.
Secretary Rubio.
Well, I can go on. I mean, there's other things here. We spent $227,000 for Big Cat's YouTube channel from USAID. We spent $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever the hell that means. So I can go on and on. I got the list here, and there's more. I didn't even bring the whole list. In the case of El Salvador, absolutely. Absolutely. We deported gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. And that guy is a human trafficker, and that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear. In the days to come,
Mr.
you're
Chairman,
going to see who you went to
look,
defend.
Senator,
I'm sorry,
please,
Mr. Chairman.
Secretary
No.
Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated
Senator,
comments like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You had
Secretary
your time.
Rubio should take that testimony to the federal court in
Senator-
the United States because
Well,
he hasn't done it under oath.
Here's another point, okay? There is a division in our government between the federal branch and the judicial branch. No judge in the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy. No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach to that foreign partner and talk to them, I have under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch. Just like a judge cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister of Russia, they cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister or the president of El Salvador. And if I did negotiate with them, which we have responded to them, and we've told them, we've had communications with the president of El Salvador, I am under no obligation, under our division of powers in this country, and to share with the judicial branch how I conducted diplomacy of the United States. It would actually be counterproductive. If I started sharing with courts, or frankly, with the media, My conversations with foreign leaders and all of their details, no foreign leader would talk to me again, and we would break trust with them. So I have complied with every court order. What I won't comply with is an order to disclose what I'm saying and what we're talking about with a foreign leader, because then they won't talk to me. Diplomacy doesn't work that way.
Unbelievable. Let's pull back the curtain on what just happened in that Senate Foreign Relations hearing. If you ever needed a perfect, crystal-clear case study of the modern Democratic Party's complete meltdown over strong American leadership, this is it. Let's break down the most viral moment of the entire exchange, the instant where Senator Van Hollen completely abandoned any pretense of legislative oversight and made it deeply personal. He looks directly at the Secretary of State and declares, "I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State." Think about the sheer, unadulterated arrogance of that statement. It's designed entirely to demean and score cheap political points for corporate media headlines. But how does Rubio handle it? He doesn't flinch. He doesn't offer a desperate defensive justification. He just smiles, leans into his microphone, and delivers a flawless reality check. "Your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job." Boom! That is how you handle the Washington swamp. Why does that line resonate so deeply with millions of working-class conservatives? Because it exposes the core dynamic of modern politics. If the radical globalist establishment in Washington is happy with an administration's foreign policy, it usually means the American taxpayer is getting fleeced. When they are angry and regretful, it means our leaders are finally putting America first. Now, let's look at the policy substance beneath Van Hollen's emotional rhetoric. He literally referred to the administration's approach to global hotspots as a dumpster fire. He heavily criticized the joint U.S. and Israeli military responses to aggressive Iranian maneuvers, labeling them reckless. But ask yourself this: since when did standing shoulder to shoulder with our greatest democratic ally in the Middle East and forcefully deterring a terrorist state become reckless? The left would prefer the old, failed playbook, sending planes filled with unmarked cash to Tehran and hoping for the best. Marco Rubio and this administration chose a peace through strength strategy, and the results speak for themselves. The senator also attempted a massive gotcha regarding the administration's aggressive restructuring and 44% budget cuts to foreign assistance programs, trying to frame it as a humanitarian disaster. Marco Rubio's rebuttal was masterful because it recentered the entire conversation on constitutional and fiscal reality. The United States State Department is not an international charity organization with an infinite credit card backed by working-class citizens. Foreign aid must be tied to directly clear, tangible national security outcomes and American strategic interests. If an international program isn't keeping Americans safe or advancing our interests, why on earth are we funding it? Politically, this hearing is a massive victory for Rubio and the America First movement. The progressive left relies entirely on dramatic, pre-written narratives to dominate public opinion. They wanted to create a clip of an administration official scrambling under intense questioning. Instead, Van Hollen ended up looking incredibly petty, partisan, and small, while Rubio looked cool, collected, and authoritative. This exchange proves that the populist shift in conservative foreign policy is here to stay. We are no longer the party of endless nation-building or unmonitored global spending. We are the party of national sovereignty, fiscal accountability, and unwavering strength. Marco Rubio didn't just defend a budget today. He defended the foundational principle that the American government's primary duty is to protect its own people.